Good evening, my fellow exorcists, and welcome to the lair of Filmaru. Tonight, I will be reviewing If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. Amanda Hardy is the new girl in school. Like anyone else, all she wants is to make friends and fit in. But Amanda is keeping a secret, and she's determined not to get too close to anyone. But when she meets sweet, easygoing Grant, Amanda can't help but start letting him into her life. As they spend more time together, she realizes just how much she is losing by guarding her heart. She finds herself yearning to share with Grant everything about herself, including her past, but Amanda's terrified that once she tells him the truth, he won't be able to see past it. Because the secret that Amanda's been keeping, it's that at her old school she used to be Andrew. Will the truth cost Amanda her new life and her new love? Honestly, after reading the reviews about how the ending is a bit anticlimactic and it's supposed to be boring, I found this actually pretty fun for an audiobook that's about over 9 hours. My point in saying that is, like I said in the previous videos for Dreadnought and I forget the last book that I reviewed that had a very similar tone. My point is, most books don't focus on the pre-op of transgender girls or transgender guys. Like I said in the previous review for Dreadnought, we need more books that focus on the hardships that trans people go through, like being attacked for wanting to go to the opposite sex bathroom, or wanting to dress up in women's or men's clothing, or doing whatever it takes to be the gender that you want to be. And while it does do it, we do get flashbacks to the earlier months of Amanda and why she committed suicide, how she did it, what it was like during her first moments going on hormones and other parts of her transition. And we also get the point of view of her mother and father and the rest of her family and friends, and we see how they dealt with it, how some can be accepting, like her new best friends, where there's others like her father who takes them a lot longer. There's the mother who she's more accepting, but also she's in distress because she sees this as it's another way for her child to change. Like, most parents take the idea of they always lose their child at certain milestones. Pretty much that's what Miss Hardy is seeing in this. Like, she sees it as she's losing her son, but she's gaining a daughter, and she's gaining a child who she's going to lose sooner or later when they grow up. She's viewing this from the point of view of a proud parent who is watching her child grow up. Where the father, he's become more protective over Amanda. He's still iffy about what's going on. He's confused, and he's working on it. Like, these are the parents that you want to see in most novels or webcomics or comic books, because these are good parents. They're accepting, they're willing to learn, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to make their child happy. On the other hand, we've got a few bigoted people in this book, like Grant's mother, who is willing to accept Amanda when she thinks she was born a girl, but when she finds out that she's trans, this is near the end of the book, but she, because when Grant finds out, he gets mad, he gets very confused, he's overwhelmed like most of the people in this book, because he had to find it out from this girl who was supposed to be Amanda's friend. Her name is B, and she exposes her on stage at their homecoming dance, and Grant literally had to find out in the worst way possible when Amanda was coming to the point in their relationship that she was willing to trust him and willing to tell him. Yeah, the problem is, and I can understand this, Grant was thrown out there. Like, most of his friends thought he was gay because of this. He was afraid that he was going to get picked on and claimed to be gay because his new girlfriend was born a boy. We do get a very sweet ending where Grant is willing to learn. He's willing to grow with her, understand her past and her new future. Ruby, on the other hand, Grant's mother, kind of when Amanda's father goes to go kick his ass because his friend Parker tries to assault Amanda, like, sexually in the woods. Her father finds out, sees what happened, sees the scars and the bruises on Amanda, and goes after Grant, thinking it's him. To that point, we have Ruby coming out of the house after Amanda's father slaps Grant and threatens him with a gun to leave her son alone, and calls him a very sexist term, the word fag, which I'm allowed to say because I'm bisexual, but it hurts just as much to hear a cis or straight woman say this. B wasn't thinking in this about the consequences that this would have on Amanda. Like, this almost destroyed Amanda's life completely. All because of some unrequited love. Like, I get it. I've dealt with unrequited love for years, many times. She really should have thought about her actions before she did something so heinous to the person that she supposedly loved. On the other hand, we have Amanda's friends, who, one of them is named Chloe, who is lesbian and is accepting this and is trying to express it. She actually dates B for a while, has sex with her a couple of times, but apparently that wasn't good enough for B because she was after Amanda. But Chloe is a good friend and supportive, especially as an LGBTQ ally. We also have, I believe Vi is one of them, and I think Anna. Yeah, Anna, who is the religious friend. She's willing to learn like Grant, but also she's got to deal with the heavy expectations of her parents, who are heavily religious. The story deals with a lot of the idea of a lot of people are accepting of the known instead of the unknown. Throughout time, people have seen trans people as freaks and weirdos and fakes, and that has caused a huge rift between the cis and the trans or LGBTQ community, and we see this here where everyone's accepting of Amanda when they know she's a girl, but when they find out she's trans, some of them, their acceptance is put to the test. Like, some of them are willing to accept her for who she is, willing to accept that she's a girl, that she's always been a girl, she just was born in the wrong body, where others are, for lack of a better term, they're bigots. Especially the religious people in this town that she lives in. Let me just say, my favorite part in this book was the Star Wars Homecoming proposal, because both Amanda and Grant are Star Wars fans, and because of this, because of Amanda's love for Star Wars and her making Grant's theme song, either it's the Imperial March or the main theme of Star Wars. Either way, because of this, Grant dresses up as Han Solo, has all of the football players dress up as stormtroopers, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, and they carry Amanda through the hallway to the gym, and they play out the carbon freezing chamber scene in Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, and it's just really sweet. And I love also how Amanda goes as Bouche Leia from Return of the Jedi, and Grant goes as Boba Fett, and they also do this weird thing, this activity where Grant dresses up as Amanda in the Bausch costume to see what it's like to be a girl at the Halloween party, and Amanda does the same thing, and Amanda sees that the football players are pretty much douchebags. Like, they're congratulating Grant on finding a girl, asking all these sexist questions, where apparently Grant got flirted with and hit on by a bunch of guys, and so they're both seeing the point of view, which technically Amanda already saw this in her past since she was born a guy. But still, two really great scenes, and I just love the romance in this, where it's like one of those cheesy rom-coms where the guy is trying to impress the girl. He's nervous about his car, he's nervous about what she'd think of him, what she'd think of his family, which Grant is this really nice football player who lives in a trailer with his two younger sisters and his mother, and he's a really sweet guy, but also he was kind of an ass, like a lot of people during the homecoming, because of the reveal. And I mean, it's understandable. This book is very realistic, where a lot of people would really like the one they love to tell them the truth, instead of having to find out from a drunk teenager or some idiot instead. It really opens the eyes, or hopefully opens the eyes of a lot of people on what it's like to be a trans girl, and what it's like to be hated for wanting to be the person that you want to be. And I also really loved the person that voiced Amanda and read the audiobook. Her name is Samia Mounts, and she's really good, and I love the accents that she does here. She does a really good Western accent, and she just puts you into the story. This is why I love Audible, because they give you an idea of what you're getting into. Some books have actual sound effects and actual music in it, where this relied heavily on the voice of the actress. It just works because you feel like you're in any of the Midwest states of the United States. But yeah, I'm definitely giving this a 10 out of 10 for just being a really good romance book, a really good story about a trans girl trying to learn to accept herself, and it features the hardships that she had to go through to become the person that she wants to be, while also hopefully finding the love of her life, and finding really good friends, and just getting the help that she needs, and finding acceptance in a few of the people that have her back, especially her parents, who are willing to accept her for who she wants to be and who she is. And just, it's a really feel-good book, and I highly recommend it to anyone looking for a good story about a trans person, or if you're just looking for a really good romance and a feel-good read anytime. Like, this is just amazing, and really hoping to read more into Meredith Russo's books, and I'm hoping they're as good as this. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little notification bell for more of our content. To all my fellow transgender girls, guys, LGBTQ allies, LGBTQ members, don't worry, you're not alone. And if you ever need someone to talk to, definitely message me. My social media is in the community tab on my channel, and you could also even message me in the comments section of this video or the Dreadnought video, so I can do what I can to help you, because that is what I'm here for, and that is what a lot of the LGBTQ on YouTube is for. Just here to help you guys. Have a great night.